Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Talkn Tennis, the only tennis podcast you need to get your tennis fix as we review the Monte Carlo Masters 1000. We go over our ATP Fantasy teams. I ask Adrian some very pointed tennis etiquette questions. Plus, I've got a new quiz format that we're going to go over later in the podcast as well for our Battle of the Spuds. So a little bit of a surprise for our two Spuds. I'm not here to do it alone, though. I'm joined, as always, by my two partners in crime. Firstly, the man to my right, who's taken up a second and third job over in Bali in order to pay out the 10 teams who finished ahead of him in the Talkn Tennis ATP Fantasy League. It's Chrissy P. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing exceptionally well, Adam, and yeah, well, financially speaking, it's not looking too good for me because I was a bit outlandish in my call in our last episode. But for our people who like to read the PDS or product disclosure statements, last week's or last episode's from my statement, it was actually an April Fool's gag, so you couldn't actually honestly expected me to honor such a ridiculous bet like that. So I'm sorry if you joined our league in the anticipation that I was actually going to honor that bet, but it was a April Fool's gag. But I will say though, maybe, just maybe, for the winner of the Talkn Tennis League, I might offer a cash prize. But I still think it's going to be me quite comfortably. I'm very, very confident in my team.
It's the 16th of April. It is not an April Fool's Day. So for all 58
Yes.
teams in the Talkn Tennis Fantasy League, there you go. You heard it first.
Yes.
Well, you had me fooled, mate.
Yes, I had everyone fooled. No one knew.
Yeah.
No one knew. Not even I did. I just don't know where it's going. All right, just make it up on the spot.
We'll go over our fantasy league as well. 59 teams on last check as well. So incredible turnouts for our league. And my other partner in crime, the man to my virtual left, is having a think about having one last crack at making it on the tour after watching Marco Trungelliti, his heroics in the past week, cracking the top hundreds. The oldest player to crack the top 100, I should say, at about 38 years old. It's Varjos. How are you, Adrian?
Good. Yeah. All about the old campaigners getting amongst it, mixing with the youngers. So good on
The
him.
old campaigners here.
Yeah, we definitely are. Yeah, is he 38 or 36 or something? Either way. Yeah, good on him. Yeah, doing well. I'm going well. Good to be back after a couple of weeks. Lots to cover, which is, yeah, and which will be exciting. And yeah, I'll be happy to quickly go over the fantasy, which I have forgotten to change after week one. Whoops. So
He's already given up after a week.
I went to go change it and I was too late. My God.
We'll go over the fantasy. Yes, it's hard. It's a week by week proposition. You got to get in there. You got till about Monday 7 o'clock our time to lock your team in, and if you don't, you're screwed. You miss out.
I will say though, sorry to come in on this, but I mean, when I went to go change my team, it was the first moment there where I actually felt the pain in the players. Like, fuck, I just finished playing a tournament. Now I got to travel somewhere else. Like, for me, like, oh, geez, I have to change my team. Like, I haven't even had much time to think about it. So I really empathize with the players there and just how busy the calendar is. And people that have listened to our podcast before knows exactly where I stand on the rigors of the busy calendar. But yes, bad luck, Adrian.
Respect to Chris, making comparisons between the rigors of the ATP players and the rigors of Chrissy having to log on to a website to change his team. Respect to that.
Similar, very similar.
Yeah, very similar. I mean, they have to go from Monte Carlo to Barcelona. I mean, isn't that a taxi ride? How far could that be? You reckon? I don't even think the players took a plane. Maybe
Yeah.
Chris will. You tell us about your Bali escapades. Maybe I can look up how long that car ride is. Adrian made mention of it. It's been a while between drinks. It hasn't been a full 2 weeks, but it feels like it's been a while. Young Chris just escaped the rigors of teaching life. Took 2 of his 12-week holidays that he gets throughout the year. Decided to jet off to Bali for a couple of weeks. How was your trip, young man?
It was a trip of a lifetime. Good company, good weather, just good entertainment all around. And it did come at a bit of a interesting point in the tennis calendar. Obviously, with Monte Carlo running as well, but it didn't deter me from having a good time, but still keeping up to date with the tennis. And for those that have been to Bali before, I visited Motel Mexicola in, well, both Seminyak and Canggu. I did see both venues, and when I went to Seminyak of Motel Mexicola, I was partying it up on the dance floor, tearing it to shreds, but that just so happened to be the final of Monte Carlo between Alcaraz and Sinner, and I must have stood out pretty well because I was on the live scores app just refreshing the page while dancing and just keeping up to date with the score. But it did get to a point where it was getting a bit ridiculous, and I got a scooter, got a grab scooter, and it took me to the nearest bar that was showing the tennis, and I managed to catch the second set and the last set of the final, and gladly watched Sinner take it out because I had him captain in my ATP Fantasy, and while the live music was happening at Bar Nirvana, I was drinking my whiskey sour, just, Forza Italia, watching Sinner take it out. So that made my night. That really made day 5 of my trip just excellent.
That's great. He, even when he's on holiday, he's still on watching the tennis. That's what we like. Nice segue as well. Yes, we'll touch on...
I was going to say fending the women off on the dance floor while having a live score app. No. We'll try to keep up the scores.
Just can't take a hint, some of them. I mean, I'm not interested. I've got my phone. Tennis.
Phone, got the live score app up. I'm not interested in whatever you're offering, right? Nice segue, Chris, into the Monte Carlo tournament. Yes, Jannik Sinner claimed his first ever Monte Carlo Masters title, edging out Carlos Alcaraz 7-6, 6-3, a masterclass of mental toughness. Alcaraz came out firing in both sets, and he was leading 2-love in the first set and 3-1 in the second. Sinner refused to fold, however, immediately breaking back in that opening set to force a tight tiebreaker, which he won, and then turbocharging in the second gear. He did trail 3-1, Sinner did, in the second set, but completely flipped the script, reeling off 5 consecutive games to take out the second set and the title and the World No.1 ranking as well, which was always inevitable, seeing as he didn't play at these tournaments last year. Sinner, yes, becoming number 1 and becoming the first man since Djokovic in 2015 to win Indian Wells, Miami, and Monte Carlo back to back. So he is in hot form at the moment, Jannik Sinner. Chris, I know
absolute purple patch. Same, yeah, absolute purple patch of form there by Sinner. Sorry to interject there.
No,
Sorry, Adam.
Okay. I'll go to you, Adrian. Then your thoughts on Jannik Sinner's purple patch of form. I do have a pointed question for you later on as well. But yes, give us your thoughts on Monte Carlo.
Well, what a game, or match, should say. Alcaraz played unbelievable tennis. Some of the shots he was coming out with, just phenomenal. And to think that it was a straight sets victory as well was so impressive. Especially that second set, 3-1. Alcaraz had the lead, and then that was it. Didn't get another game in that second set. Yeah, really tight first set though, that tiebreaker. But yeah, fantastic. Really well played by both of them. I just can't believe I can't get over Sinner's form at the moment. Yeah, just ridiculous.
He's in hot form. He dismantled Zverev as well. Sinner did in the semi-final, winning 6-1, 6-4. Zverev just can't take a trick against Sinner at the moment. Alcaraz on the other side, 1-6-4, 6-4 against probably the story of the tournament, Valentin Vachereau, making it to the semi-final in his home tournament as well. So,
at what
Sinner's
point do we... Yeah, with Vachereau, at what point, when we did our buy or sell, I was considering selling him. You ended up selling him.
I did.
The thing, he keeps continuing to surprise Vachereau. Do we have to stop being surprised now by how well he's doing? Or is it still just, he's just having a good run at the moment? Did that thousands last year, the tournament, just give him that boost of confidence that he needed in order to go further?
For me, I even had him in my ATP fantasy team for the Monte Carlo because this was a tournament that was always going to be close to his heart, it being in at Monaco as well. So really playing for his people. And I think there was an accolade to be grabbed as well, being like the first Monegasque to go as far as he did and reach the semis. So it doesn't really shock me that he got as far as he did. However, I tend to agree with you, Adrian, as well, that can he really continue this form throughout a very busy season? But perhaps clay. I don't know if it's his strongest surface to be playing tennis on, but we'll see. We'll see what's his endurance like and how we can handle the rest of the clay season.
He's played well since October when he won that Shanghai tournament. He hasn't slowed down. He's just sort of kept going. It's hard to say whether this tournament, did he just have a little bit extra in the tank because it's Monte Carlo. Mate, clay shouldn't be his best surface. I don't like just watching him play. He doesn't look like a clay court. He doesn't move like a clay quarter. But it'll be interesting to see how he goes. It's going to be his first full proper run now that he's in the top 30. He's at 17 last I checked on the rankings, so top 20 now. It'll be interesting to see how he goes. He definitely overachieved this tournament. I don't think he was seeded for this one, Chris. I can't remember. He might have just snuck in, but if he did, he was towards the bottom, so he had no right making a semi-final, but he played well. He beat Demonor in the quarterfinals in 3 sets. Kudos to him. He's proving me wrong so far because I thought he would fall by the wayside. At least slip from 26 or 23, which is where he was at the start of the year. But good on him. He was the story of the tournament. He helped Chris finish 11th in the Talkn Tennis Fantasy League, so he's kicking goals all around.
I had him shortlisted for my sell, but ended up going with another mate of mine, Cam Norrie. I just thought that he just wouldn't be able to continue that form, but he's just, he's there. But as Chris has alluded to many times, it's a busy and jam-packed season on the ATP Tour. Can he continue to back it up and continue that form? That's the question. So you still might be in luck there, Adam, with the sell. Yeah. For my sakes, I hope you don't. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. Yeah, I think he might start to slow down. But then again, what the hell do I know?
Yeah, you don't want to ask about your buy and sell, Adrian. I did the scores the other day. You are struggling. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we can bring it up later if you like. I'm waiting for Vachero's going to sink after Shanghai. I need him to do poorly at Shanghai because he will just lose a shitload of points after that. So that's what I'm waiting. And Chris, for the records, a flight from Monte Carlo to Barcelona, an hour and 20 minutes. You could drive it in about 7 hours.
Yeah, but you also
private jet, it's probably in 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, private jet. Well, for how many? For two players in the whole tour, probably taking private jets. You've got to factor in transit times, waiting at the airport, luggage, all that stuff adds up, man. I mean, I was reminded today just the rigors of traveling as well. A long, lengthy 6-hour flight to Bali can take a toll. I can't imagine playing tennis and then jumping on a plane and waiting at airports. It adds up. It adds up. Traveling.
Yeah, they're not sitting, and most of them aren't sitting in economy like you are either.
Yeah, might be. An extra couple centimeters or inches at the feet, is it going to make a big difference? I don't know.
Chris, I don't know how inebriated you were while you were watching the second set of the final, but well, maybe it'd be interesting to know your thoughts if you were really tanked after a few whiskey and sours. Your thoughts just generally on Monte Carlo and Sinner's dominance at the moment.
Well, I was pretty tanked, I'm not going to lie, and I can't remember vaguely too much about any points of difference as to how or why Sinner got the victory. But even looking at the stats, like just now, there's not much in it apart from I think Alcaraz threw in more double faults than Sinner than what he probably normally does. Alcaraz, he threw one in on set point. Bachero and Alcaraz, that was a tight game as well. But Sinner, I think he just played the cleaner tennis when it mattered in the end, and he won the rallies. The shorter rallies, he won the 0-4 shots. The 5 to 8 shot rallies, he came out on top and had the lesser unforced errors on the day. So that's what it comes down to in the end.
Question for you, Chris. Alcaraz obviously out of Barcelona today with a right wrist injury. is what it looks like. Hopefully it's not too bad. But if he is out, obviously it opens the door for others who maybe can come in and maybe pinch a Masters tournament, or hell, maybe even a Grand Slam if Alcaraz isn't 100%. Question for you both. Chris, I'll go with you. If you had to pick one player who could potentially pinch a Madrid Masters starting next week, or a Rome Masters the week after, or a Roland Garros that's not Sinner or not Alcaraz, who do you think could be the man in this clay season at the moment? Who do you liking? Who do you think could potentially pinch one of those big three tournaments, particularly if the door is ajar next week if Alcaraz does not play in Madrid?
I think the third best player in the world in Zverev. If he's learnt anything from the Australian Open and has potentially gotten a bit fitter, I think he's the man to get it done. He's no stranger in making it deep at Roland Garros as well. He knows the clay surface. He just needs to overcome that mental, psychological barrier when the finish line is tantalizing close for him in being assertive, being strong, being aggressive, playing the points that got him to a winning position and finishing off the game. I really hope for his sake as well. I can't imagine just a player being as close as he has always been just to the finish line and taking out the Grand Slam and then not getting it done. So Zverev would be my guy, taking out a Masters or even taking out Roland Garros.
On that point, where you're saying, I think he may have learned something, and tried to capitalize on all that. Hasn't the tennis community been saying that for the last however long, 5 years? It's just the same old story. Yeah, he can get a 500, but I just don't see him having the mental fortitude to get a major. I think is beyond that now.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you just need a bit of luck on the draw as well.
Yeah,
potentially Sinner. If Alcaraz isn't playing, Sinner maybe somehow there's an upset, or even he has to pull out. If he has a bit of luck, happening, or Sinner's not 100%, and he is, then obviously the stars need to be aligned for him to win it as well. So, but I mean, could you say Djokovic as well? I mean, obviously he's been very strategic with his scheduling in terms of what tournaments he does play. Can he go the distance of winning 7 matches, playing best of 5? Maybe. Is his tennis or his level of tennis still capable of beating probably the top 5 players or maybe top 6, 7 players in the world on clay? Don't know. So they'd probably be my 2 players that can get the job done, particularly at the Grand Slam level. Masters, sort of anything, is a bit more, I guess, a bit more unpredictability in terms of who can win as well, especially with the draws being thinner and being best of 3.
Zverev's won in Madrid and Rome before, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. But I agree, Chris. I think if he was to win, someone needs to do the job on Sinner for him. Assuming Alcaraz isn't playing, say, next week, I just can't see him getting over that mental hurdle of having to beat a Sinner in what would be a final if they were to meet. I like the Djokovic shout. Selective has been a great word to describe his fixturing this year. Didn't play Monte Carlo, not playing again this week, but he's scheduled to play in Madrid and Rome. So, yeah, it's a fair shout. What about you, Adrian? Anyone from left field who you like? Don't say Musetti, because he's been an absolute dog since he's come back from injury. I think he's saving himself for Wimbledon.
I think, fair play to him. He lost to Vachereau, who went on to play a semi, had a very good tournament. So you can't be... It was just unfortunate he met him, second round, but it was his first match.
Fair enough,
it was rather unfortunate. I'm going to go for a bold call here.
Oh, here we go.
Is this... So you're talking about a 500 or one of the 1000s?
I'm talking about Madrid next week, Rome in a couple of weeks, the next 1000, and then Roland Garros. So the 3 big clay tournaments. Right now, this season's been dominated by Sinner and Alcaraz winning for 1 Grand Slam, 3 Masters. If it's not Sinner and Alcaraz, particularly on clay, who do you like? Particularly if Alcaraz doesn't play either. As a smoky.
My smoky, and I don't think either of you are going to like it, is I think Demonor might go deep.
What about one thing?
I know, again, lost to Vachereau.
I like it.
Lost to Vachereau.
Lost this morning
I
as well,
reckon
Adrian. Lost this morning as well. Had a very bad loss this morning.
I just think
himself.
He's got to turn it around. He's got to turn it around. It's just so hard to pick anyone that's not Sinner or Alcaraz. If there was anyone else, exactly what Chris said, Djokovic is the only other person that I think that would be able to take him out, especially on clay. Brood might, can do well. I know, it's just so hard. Mazzetti, look at the top 10. It's absolute spud. Demonor, Fritz, Mazzetti.
Same conversation we've been having for a whole year. That top 10, it stinks.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Chris, do you like Adrian's Demonor call, or is it?
Who else are you going to pick? Everyone's trash.
That's why I'm asking.
Maybe Felix. I don't know. I can't see Felix going that deep.
Felix has been one thing. He's been consistent. Felix has actually been pretty consistent. Sorry, Chris.
I can't see him taking out not that I don't know.
Not a clay tournament.
I don't like it, his call, but I see he's a bit stranglehold as well in terms of who he can pick. So it's not like he's got a plethora of players to pick from. Fees, maybe, if he can channel his aggression and power for consecutive week. But there's one player I actually want to put his name out there. He's not winning Roland Garros, and he's probably not going to win a thousand, but stranger things have happened. It's the 19-year-old Spaniard, Rafael Jorda.
Oh, you're going to say Fonseca.
Yeah. Conditions are too slow for Fonseca. He needs faster conditions and a bit more heat.
Let's talk about Jorda, Barcelona, Chris, because he's been the man of the tournament this week.
He won Marrakesh. He dropped one set throughout that tournament. Made the round of 32 at Miami. I'm liking him on the red dirt, to be honest. He's 10-6 for the season. He's won a title. 19 years old, 6'3", big boy, athletic. It's reminds me a bit of Hubie Hurkacz. Same athletic build, but he's a player that I'm going to keep my eye out. Hubie Hurkacz of 2024.
Circa 2024.
Yeah.
So is Mr. Yoda, is he beating Age's man Cam Norrie tonight, Chris? Because I don't know if it's tonight or tomorrow. They're scheduled for the one of the quarterfinals. He's going to take out Norrie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's in my team, so I bloody hope so. So I'm on the Yoda bandwagon.
And plot twist, Norrie, my man, is on my team. So go figure.
I know. I couldn't wait till we got to view each other's teams. I had a quick squeeze at Adrian's team, and lo and behold, who's he got as his second bench man? Cameron Norrie. Just go back 4 episodes ago if you don't know what we're talking about, people. Adrian had some choice words for Mr. Norrie. Yes. Can he win? Can he beat Mr. Norrie, Chris? 7th seed.
Definitely.
Norrie.
Definitely he can.
Definitely.
He's got the home crowd on his side. But when you're European, you're playing in front of your home, in front of your people. That's a big factor as well. So he's every chance.
You got Rublev still left in this tournament. Arthur Fees takes on Nakashima in a round of 16 match, and Rossetti has Mute as well in the other round of 16 match. There's some big names still left in the tournament after Alcaraz's withdrawal this morning and Demonor also losing. Adrian, not sure if you caught one of the other round of 16 matches. Nuno Borges versus Thomas Echeverry. Did you catch that match at all?
Tennis I didn't get to watch it. I did. No, but I saw how it ended.
You saw how it ended. For those who don't know, Borges decided on match point on serve, I'm just going to go the underarm serve, and Ace Echeverry, who was probably returning a couple of meters back from the baseline, charged in, didn't get it, double bounce, match over. Adrian, where do you stand on underarm serves in general, but underarm serves on match points? Is it not the spirit of the game, or is it just all fair game? Where do you stand on this tennis etiquette?
I stand in it's fair game. It's absolute fair game. And what better time to do it than on match point? What better time to do it than on match point? I don't care about the purists who think, oh, I shouldn't be doing it. No, it's legal. So tough. You got to be ready for that. I'm all for the players exploiting that. And if you're not ready, tough. That's also a skill to pull off a good underarm serve.
Serving
That's not easy when you're
four-year-olds
doing
are
an
taught how
overarm.
to serve.
Well, yeah, but to make it drop very short, maybe get a bit of spin so it darts away from the receiver.
They're playing on dirt. The ball doesn't bounce.
That's the point. That's why they're doing it.
Exactly. I'm all for it, mate.
Chris, I was hoping I'd get the other side of the argument from you, but you're just nodding furiously for our podcast audience. He's just kissing Adrian's ass as usual, just agreeing with him. Unbelievable.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, it is fair game. Exactly to what Adrian said. I mean, it's there to be used. It's in the rule book. You can do it. I think if you're one of these people who doesn't like it, I think you're probably a bit too PC. You're a bit too woke, and you need to welcome tennis into the new paradigm that we're in. Roger Federer, many years ago, he introduced the saber, sneak and block return. Similar category where players don't just sprint into a serve and block the ball back. It's just, you never see that until one day Federer decided to do it. And okay, sure, you might not see people do it now because it's a lot harder to do for starters, and you don't have much control. But Federer did it. You can make the same argument with that as well, whether it's not for the purists out there. It's not like in the spirit of the game. As well, hitting body shots as well when the player's at the net volleying. You can make the same argument that you shouldn't hit the ball at the player. Fair game. It's part of the court. They're in your way. They have to play a shot. It might cause a bit of drama, but it's in the rules.
I don't like it. I'd rather not win than win a match on an underarm serve.
That's absolute garbage salad if I've ever heard it.
No, that's
You'd rather not win.
Rather not win.
I don't believe that.
Rather not win.
Not for a second.
You'll never catch me doing an underarm serve. It's a disgrace. And I know who we have to blame for this disgrace that's infected our game. Yeah. Sir Fuck Pants himself. He who shall not be named. We have him to blame for all this. Now you got players doing it all the time. No, I don't like it. I especially don't like it on match points. I think it's a soft way to win. And I hope Borges gets pantsed in his next game by the Serbian qualifier who knocked out Demonor today. So that's my 2 cents. Disappointed in you both.
I would love.
Also you, Chris.
I would love for him to do it on the first point.
It's more palatable on the first point. It's the match point that bothers me.
What difference does it make?
More power.
What difference does it make?
Fucking the components to go for something like that when you probably haven't played it at all during the entire match, and then to do it, mate. That's 4D chess right there.
100%. That's 200 IQ plays. Bang.
That's playing checkers, mate. That's playing checkers with a child. That's pathetic. That's a punce way to go out. Echeverry was not happy afterwards, and I wouldn't be either.
He was probably not happy because he was standing so far back to begin with and slow to react.
I think that's what it was. He was just disappointed in himself, like, silly me. I should have been closer.
Yeah, maybe he might have the same sentiment as you, Adam. He might have the same, thinking pattern as you, as like, can't believe he did that. I don't like him now, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Borges is in through the next round, and Echeverry is not. The way it goes.
Tough titties.
I like it. Borges is on my shit list now. I hope he gets his pants pulled down. I'm going to short him next year. There's also a tournament going on in Munich at the moment. I'm not sure how far that is from Monte Carlo, but I'm sure it's just a short bus ride as well. Not too burdensome on the players to travel. Chris, Fonseca.
I can't imagine Zverev catching the local bus with his crew. from Monte Carlo to Germany. But anyway, yeah, go on.
I was going to say,
what about him?
yeah, Fonseca. He had a good Monte Carlo, won his first round match. Might have won 2 matches by the look of it. Beat Rinderknech today. He's got Ben Shelton next up, the number 2 seed. Chris, I know you had him in your fantasy team, him being Fonseca. I thought potentially when you were mentioning the young Spaniard before, I thought you were actually going to go down the Fonseca path. How are you liking him at the moment?
Well, I am liking him a lot, particularly people forget. Well, maybe not forget, but he's actually a very good clay court player as well. He first came onto the scene winning some notable matches on the red dirt. So to see him carry out, or build some form really on the clay is promising for his season. He hasn't had the strongest start, so I'm hopefully this is where he sort of turns a corner. But yeah, I just hope him to stay injury free. I'll give him every chance to beat Shelton. No doubt about that. I think in the slower conditions, it being a lot colder in Germany won't suit Shelton as much, won't suit his first serve. So I'm hoping, obviously, because he's in my fantasy team, that he goes the journey and potentially even take out the title in Munich.
Of course, being the top seed in Munich in his home country. You got Cirandulo, you got Caboli and Darderi as well. Actually, Darderi lost this morning. To really screw over my fantasy team. He's playing like an absolute muppet these past couple of weeks, and he will be first on the chopping block Monday night. Adrian, any general thoughts on Munich? Is there anyone in your team that you're honing in on or keeping an eye on, or are you just all eyes on Barcelona and Cameron Norrie?
Yeah, clearly not for this week. Bublik. 3rd seed there for Munich. Now, he did, from memory, last year, Bublik, he did well. I think he beat Demonor in Roland Garros last year and made some pretty deep runs, I think. Yeah, he might go all right.
My memory.
Flavio Cabal.
Well, got some bad news. Got some bad news for you, Adrian. Bublik lost in the first
He's
round,
out.
hence why he didn't come up on my. He didn't come up on my list. He lost to a Serbian qualifier in the first round. So, did you have him
Serbian
shorted
qualifier?
They're everywhere.
I shorted him. Yeah.
You shorted him. You sold him. Well, it's good for your selling then. He might drop down the rankings.
Yeah, he's not going to drop down too much though, I don't think. But hence my should get more bonus points. Yeah. But anyway, that's a different conversation. Yeah, no, just saving it for the big boys, Madrid and Rome.
Saving it for the big events.
Yeah.
Or are you potentially keeping an eye on the other German tournament on at the moment, the WTA 500 in Stuttgart? The girls obviously didn't play Monte Carlo, so a lot of them are back. A lot of the big names, I should say, are back. Headlined by Chris's girl, Elena Rybakina, the number 1 seed, Coco Gauff, number 2 seed. There were a few matches on today as well, and Draver off the back of winning. I forgot where the tournament was last week, but she did win that tournament last week. At number 6 seeds, Adrian Iga Swiatek winning as well today.
Wow.
And Svitolina smashing Evilly 6-1, 6-love as well. Adrian, I seem to recall 2 weeks ago you said keep an eye on Iga Swiatek, that she could be one to watch for the upcoming clay season. Are you still,
yes, and lo and behold, she's getting tips.
Riding that horse?
Yes, especially after the footage we all saw of her hitting up with the man, the myth, the legend, Rafa Nadal. So that's interesting. So hopefully, what was the? I saw some footage of some of the American ladies. They were must have been a podcast.
They were not happy.
Yeah, they were all. It was like a Brady Bunch scene. They had all 4 of them. And they're all talking about, oh, geez, that's just what we need. Rafa giving Iga more tips on how to hit more topspin. He's doing the teaching her, demonstrating the flick wrist action to get more topspin. Yeah, the girls weren't happy about it, like in a joking way. There seems to be a lot of respect there. But yeah, I did call it. But then again, I've made lots of calls that have gone wrong. But again, I just feel like She's a champion. She's bound to turn it around. And why not? Why not here?
Could be her new coach as well, Adrian. I'm not sure if you caught this story for a couple of weeks ago, and I am keen to get your thoughts on ghosting and just your general thoughts on ghosting. I'm not sure if you partook a lot in the dating app scene back in the day. That's a no.
I did not know.
Well, I did, and I
Maybe it
got
was
ghosted
before
a
my
lot.
time.
So, yeah, a bit before your time.
Uh,
I know a thing or two about being ghosted, and so does Giovanni and Pesci Pericard as well. From all reports, apparently his coach, Francisco Roig, decided, I'm not going to be your coach anymore, didn't tell him, and left GMP's agent to be the messenger, and Francisco Roy will take up the coaching job, or has taken up the coaching job of Iga Swiatek. So, Adrian, where do you stand on coaches just totally just ghosting their players and not telling them I'm not going to be your coach anymore? I'm going to go from a French serve bot to a world number 3 on the women's side.
to quote your favourite show, bad call there, Adam. I disagree. I don't disagree. I think that's absolute shit. That's just shit form from the
Shit
coach's
form?
part. How do you do that? Just ghost them and not have the balls to tell them in person, say, look, I'm sure if you had an honest conversation and say, look, I've got an opportunity here to take up a coaching position with Iga, can GMP really hold it against him for wanting to do that? I don't know. I just think that's poor form. At least have the balls to have that conversation before you move on. I have no problem with moving on. It's the way it was done. That was bad.
I just can attest to this. Ghosting is just prevalent in today's.
It is. Yeah, I think as a society, we're just not liking confrontation. But what's really dumb is that when you're ghosting, the idea is that you're never going to see them again. But the fact is, they live in a niche world in tennis. They're going to cross paths at some point in time. So
next week.
he's really not. He's not done himself any favors in the way he's gone about this, because they are going to cross paths unintentionally, of course. So good luck with that, guys.
Pretty shit form, I think we can all agree. Very weird. Very weird. The player finds out from his agent that his coach has moved on from him. I found that mildly amusing.
I just, especially in a professional setting, I get it. In a dating scene, okay, ghosting someone. But exactly like what you said, Chris, tennis is a small world. How do you just do that? It's just, it's baffling.
No, now we all know about it. That's the funny bit.
Is this how fired up you were about the underarm serve? Because this pisses me off.
No.
Are we on equal?
Up. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Lads, we want to talk about our fantasy teams really, really quickly. Shout outs to the 59 teams that have entered the Talkn Tennis Fantasy League. Some fairly good scores in the first week. Ring team leading the way on 4,200 points. We've got Triple Fault, A+ tipping, Juices, a few nice names in there. I did have a look through those teams that finished above you at on the table. I think most of them actually use their triple bonus points as well. So if you take that away, you probably would have been in the top 3. So I think you've still got that one up your sleeve. Greg from Cincinnati, Adrian, in 10th spot.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And I think Nina's dream team at 9 is the highest team on that list who have not used their triple bonus. So Nina, Chris, and Greg, our top 3, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic.
On you, Nina. Well done.
Well done, Nina. Well done, Greg. Through Adrian, we'll pass on the message throughout the week. But yes, thank you to everyone who's partaking in the league. Chris, what's your thoughts on the game so far? How are you faring? You had a good week.
Yeah, I mean, I had a few players I had 3 of the 4 players that were in the last 4, and that's always a good feeling. But yeah, look, it's a long season in terms of how you manage your swaps, and even if you want to do more than 2 swaps, it's going to cost you some points as well. So you got to strategize. Obviously, you got to be on the ball. So take note, Adrian. You got to change your teams, mate, because players they can't just play all the matches. But I'm happy. I'm happy with where I'm sitting. I'm there and about. And
did you make any trades this week?
I did. I had to bring in Tsitsipas. I didn't want to, but I had to bring him in from the bench. I took out Vachereau. I took out Norrie, and I brought in Jodar, and I brought in Fees, and I benched Sinner. And I've got some money in the budget as well. So I'm banking on Jodar as well. He's a cheap buy as well. So hopefully he'll be a player that just in my starting rotation.
Your team's looking not bad. You have to bench Sinner because he's not playing this week. And with Alcaraz potentially maybe missing next week, that's going to give you a big leg up as well. And Zverev's every chance to win in Munich this week as well. So, Fonseca's a good pick. Mr. Yotta's so far been a good pick. I like it. I think you're going to get rid of Kwame. It's probably I
need some money first. I need to create some room in the budget as well.
Raise some funds. Adrian, what about you? How's your team looking, buddy?
It's absolute trash, mate.
Adrian is located not far from me near the. We're holding up the bottom of the table, Adrian and I. Adrian in 50th place and Adam at Talkn Tennis in 52nd place. Terrible start for us both. Absolutely pathetic. Lucky Chris isn't banking on us to protect his $100 payouts.
Nope.
Lucky we didn't make any bold calls.
In trouble.
Well, look, it's not looking great. Yes. And in my defense, I don't really have a defense. I went to go change my team. I left it too late and didn't make it in time. So that's on me. The more important question is, though, we know my team is shit. I didn't get to change my team. How am I still above you on the standings?
They're not live points. They're points to get updated at the end of the round. Smash. Wow. Your teams are very similar, Adrian. Our teams are extraordinarily very similar. We both had Alcaraz, Ruud, Cerundolo, Darderi, Thiboli, and Echeverry. We both had 6 of the same 8, so that's why we both suck.
Yeah.
Darderi lost today, Alcaraz out today, so our teams are not looking good.
If it wasn't for Norrie
on the bench, you got Norrie. Norrie's going to come in. He'll do well.
94 points. Yeah.
Norris can be your top scorer potentially with Thiboli. So I'm not going to fare much better this week either. So I need a miracle. But we picked very similar players. That's why we suck. Ruud out early. Darderi's been terrible.
Yeah.
I had Rublev as well. He was terrible. Yeah, just not good. Not good. I did bring in Fonseca this week, so I'm banking on him to lift my game.
Well, yeah.
Any tips for Adrian and I on how to construct a good team for the week?
With the changing, at what point of the week is the window open to change?
You can do it now for next round.
But how come when I go to switch?
You just go to the top
chip not activated
to the next week, and it'll tell you when your deadline is. So for Australian viewers, I think the cutoff's probably about 7 p.m. Monday night, which will be the start of the next tournaments.
Okay.
It's a short turnaround between the last tournament when it finishes and the next tournament when it starts. It's actually Madrid's probably less than a day.
Madrid's actually starts Wednesday, not Monday, so it'll be Wednesday night by the look of it. So I think Madrid runs a bit longer than the 1 week Monte Carlo tournaments. So you got till it'll be either Tuesday night or Wednesday night. Maybe check to see who's in and who's out as well with Madrid, because I'll be waiting on the Alcaraz news.
Yeah, I don't want to make any calls too early.
You got to wait till the
in case there's some late exclusions. Yeah, but there we go. All right, I'll be primed and ready. Hopefully this time next week we'll.
All right. If anyone else has any tips they want to give Adrian and I on how to improve our team, feel free to leave that in the comments. Just throw a few players in there. We need all the help we can get. 50 maybe Greg. 40 seconds. Fuck, Greg. Greg's the man. 10th. Should be second, really, without his triple. So, Greg's the man. Had Sinner and Alcaraz. That's the way to go. You need Sinner and Alcaraz and just tank all your other picks.
Yeah.
This is like, I can pick my Vacheros and Fonsecas out of left field.
Well, you've seen what happens now that Alcaraz is pulled out, and then there's 50% of your team done. You put all your eggs in one basket, so
now I've got salary cap space.
Yeah, well,
plenty of salary cap to spread it on the players. I'll give you know your players. All right.
See how this week pans out.
Let's see how the week pans out. All right, we're at minute 55, but it's a bit longer than that. I think we're at the hour and 10-minute mark, roughly speaking, which means one thing. It is time for Battle of the Spuds. You think Chris might have bought some music back from Bali, but apparently not.
He could have got it cheap.
I could have, but I spent it all on Bintangs.
Did you get any tattoos while you were over there, Chris? I forgot to ask you.
You know what? When I was on the scooter, there was one guy I was chatting with who was telling me about a tattoo place, gave me his WhatsApp and all, but the amount of sun I got and the amount of alcohol I consumed, it just wouldn't have been a wise choice to get a tattoo, considering how much swimming I was doing as well. I did have every intention of getting it done, but I just didn't have the capacity just to sit underneath the needle and endure a bit of pain, albeit it was going to be a very small tattoo of Kazakhstan. But hey, I'm going to stay true to my word. So just because I didn't get it done in Bali doesn't mean it's not going to get done. My love for Alina will not wave at all.
Where was the position on the body?
I'll probably get it on my ribs or my hips or somewhere between there.
Painful.
Yeah.
It's going to sting. Long-time listeners of the pod. Long-time listeners of the pod, of course, know Chris has a habit of just saying things. Start of the year, he said, if Rebecca wins the Australian Open, I'm going to get a tattoo of the map of Kazakhstan tattooed somewhere on my body. And, of course, Rebecca goes on and wins the AO, and we're still waiting for a tattoo.
Well, lucky for him, it wasn't April 1st when he said that, so he had nowhere to back out.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all part of the grand plan, boys.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, the scores of the 2026 edition of Battle of the Spuds, we are tied at 5 apiece. Age has mounted a incredible comeback over the last month or so, redeeming himself after a woeful run, which saw Chris win 4 Battle of the Spuds in a row. So it's good to see Adrian lifting his game of late. Today's edition of Battle of the Spuds is closest to the pin. Thought we'd do something different this week. You like it? I'm going to say a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have a numerical answer. You're both going to guess that answer, and whoever is closest to the pin gets it right. It's as simple as that. Makes sense?
I played this game in Bali. AFL related, and played a drinking game around it, and so I'm ready. Closest to the pin. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Gentlemen, we ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yes, we're lovely. Let's open those chat boxes.
Can you see if my chat box is open?
I can actually. Yeah, you both have it open. That's you're both organised this week. It's good. You think after 10 Battle of the Spuds you would be. So that's good. Thank you for being organised. Question 1. The legendary 2012 Australian Open final between Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal is the longest Grand Slam final in history. How many total minutes did the match last? What are you looking at me like that for? What do you think this was going to be? Fucking how many Grand Slams has fucking Federer won? No, this is going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's closest to the pin. You can go over, you can go under. I don't care. I want it in minutes. I want 1 hour and 30 minutes. I want it in minutes like Chris has done.
It was over 5 hours. So
it has to be over whatever 5 hours is.
I'm going...
Adrian locking in 350 minutes. Chris locking in 310 minutes. One of you is only 3 minutes off. And that person is Adrian. You are correct. 353 minutes. Very, very good. It was it was a marathon match. Yes. 5 hours and 53 minutes. So very good. Well done.
I knew it was 5 hours 50, but yeah, then it was
Yes.
like, oh shit, having to convert it to minutes now just threw me. Yeah,
The hardest bit, was it?
had to do some
Converting it
quick
to
maths.
Just doing, lucky you're not a math teacher.
Yeah.
Don't you teach
Or are
grade
you?
6? Isn't that what you do all day?
No, it's all right. Yeah, got there.
They don't convert to minutes. It's fun. Question 2.
My kids can't even
John,
read an analog clock, mate. What the fuck are you going?
Isn't it on you?
They're like, they're like, Mr. Begaric, what's the time? I'm like, see that? Read it. They always look at the computer screen. They look at the computer screen to look at the digital, and I cover it up on purpose to fuck them up. It's pathetic.
If you want to play a game of whose students are more dumb, we play this game, and I guarantee you, you ain't going to win.
Let's bring story time with our teachers next week, and we can go over whose students are dumber between Chris and Adrian. I think that'll be enthralling. That'll be enthralling podcasting. Maybe we can start
Good
up
episode.
a second podcast. Yeah.
Kids say the darndest things.
Yes, and I can be the pedophile host, Bill Gosby. Question 2. John Isner holds the ATP record for the most career aces. How many aces did he hit in his career? It's a lot. It's your clue. It's the most. It's the most. Chris has put him.
I don't even know if it's possible. Like, how do you work it out?
How do you
Just
work
work
it
out
out?
how many matches would you play in a season? How many would you get per match? Multiply that by however long you think Isner
How long
played
have you given
for.
us here? How many
It's
minutes do I have to
unlimited.
work this out?
Unlimited. I got no rush. I got nowhere to be. Oh, actually, I do. I got to work
Okay.
tomorrow, unlike you two. Chris locked in 11,000 aces. That's a big number. Adrian's gone an even bigger number at 13,000 aces. The answer is 14,470
Oh my God.
aces. Adrian, you get that one correct again, off by 1,470 aces. Yes, he holds the record. I actually thought that was a lot, but then, I don't know. He played a lot of matches. He served a lot of aces.
I saw last week on the Tennis, someone made a post about records that they think will not be broken. And there was Ivan Izovic, I think, holds the record for amount of aces in a season.
Season?
Yeah, in the year.
Surprises me because I would have thought Isner would have that record just purely from his Wimbledon match against Mahut, where Chris correct me if I'm wrong, but he had over 100 aces in that match alone. What was it, 80, 78 or?
No, it was like
I don't remember.
56, 54.
Wasn't
like that.
80 or 70 or something? Oh, I can't remember. It went too
I
long.
don't think it was 80. It was long.
Maybe I'll look that up. All right, we'll have to look that up as a quiz question for next time, Adrian.
There you go.
Question 3. Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal have the most prolific rivalry in men's tennis history. Exactly how many times do they play each other on the ATP Tour? How many matches did Djokovic and Nadal play against one another? Adrian going for 41, Chris going for 48. The answer is 60. They had 60 matches over their career. You wouldn't think it, huh?
That's a lot of matches.
It's a lot of matches. It's a lot of tennis. It was a prolific rivalry. Chris getting on the board with a point. Adrian leads 2 points to 1. The good thing about this format of the quiz is that one of you have to get it right. So it's good. Lots of points. Not like that quiz we had a few weeks ago. This is not so Spud-like. It's a positive. An issue with my... I have an issue? No, I don't have an issue. I do have an issue, but that's a whole other story. Question 4. Steffi Graf holds the women's record for the most weeks at World No.1. Exactly how many weeks did she spend at the top?
This isn't consecutively. It's just in total.
No, in total. How many weeks did Steffi Graf stay at number 1 in the world? Adrian locking his answer in. Chris, did you lock yours in? 102? Is that your answer?
Yep.
Just 2 years on top. Adrian gone for about 3 years, give or take. Adrian, 159 weeks. Chris, 102 weeks. The answer is 377 weeks on top. You both were nowhere near it. But Adrian gets the points. in today's light edition of Battle of the Spuds. I should put a thing in. If you're like miles off, I should.
No,
Should be host judgment.
it's not in the spirit of the game, mate. It's not the spirit of the game.
There must be
Not
a
in the
winner.
spirit of the game, huh? Not in the spirit of
You
the
said
game,
there must
huh?
be a winner.
Now we have spirit of the game.
Where does it say? Where does it
Gorgeous.
say in the rule book? You say closer to the pin, mate. Fucking close to the pin. Get fucked. That's what I think.
Unbelievable. Question 5.
It's like wants to change the rules.
Question 5. The ATP Masters 1000 series was officially introduced in 1990. Since that inaugural season, how many Australian men have won a singles Masters 1? How many?
So since 1990.
Since 99.
I'll give you a few minutes. You can think about it. Like,
How many titles
How
or how
many
many
men?
players? Or
how many players?
Okay.
If they've won multiple, I don't care. I'm looking for a unique number.
I'm going to lock in.
Oh, it's okay. Got all night. Chris is all night
Locking
to
in 5.
edit the long pauses. Adrian locking in 5.
So, sorry, I'm just a bit. I need to re-clarify the question. How many titles did they win, or how many thousands?
How many players
How many players
have
won
won
an ATP?
at 1,000?
Yeah. Okay.
How many of them have actually won one? At least one. Could have won 10. Don't care. He's having the advantage of knowing what Adrian's putting in.
Sorry. That's my answer.
Oh, I was thinking 5 or 6. Yeah.
You should have stuck with the other answer, Chris. Adrian going 5, Chris going 6. The answer is 4.
Fuck! I counted the 4 too, and I fucking thought I'm missing 2 at least.
So this was what I was thinking.
Adrian,
My brain went.
Who have you got?
I went Leighton, Rafter. I thought maybe Philippoussis. Wasn't sure. I thought maybe I couldn't remember if Kyrgios won 1,000. Who am I missing?
And then you just
Demonor?
added.
Not Demonor? Well, that was 5.
Chris, who'd you have for your 6?
And Demonor, Hewitt, Popperin, and Hewitt, Rafter, Philippoussis.
Hewitt, Rafter, Philippoussis, and Popperin. Demonor has not won a Masters.
Wow.
Neither is Kyrgios. Kyrgios has
There you
definitely
go.
not won a Masters. He couldn't pull his finger out for more than a week to win a Masters, that guy. Only the 4, which I found surprising
There you
when I
go.
was pulling together that question.
That was a good one.
Disappointing. I hope Demonor's the man who can
Yeah.
just break the drought. It's not really a drought. Popper won, 2024? How's he on that list of all players? That's unbelievable.
That's beyond. Which one was it?
Cincinnati.
Oh,
Cincinnati.
was it Cincinnati?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Chris and I were going to go to Cincinnati one year.
We were.
Didn't
COVID
it?
happened.
Then COVID happened. It's a shame. All right. I forgot to mention, I've got 8 questions here as well. So,
There you go.
which helps you, Chris, because you're trailing 4-1. So I've got 3 questions left before we get to the who am I. All right. Question 6. We all know, Roger Federer won 103 career titles. But how many total singles matches did he win on the ATP Tour?
Say it again. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I bet you I was laughing at Adrian.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you're one by. Yeah. What was the second part?
What were you laughing at?
Just being Spud. It's Battle of the Spuds,
watch it back
right?
on.
Fucking give us a break.
Watch it back on the record later.
We're living up to our word.
We all know that Roger Federer has won 103 titles. But how many total singles matches did he win on the ATP Tour? He's been a real spud.
How many total singles matches did he win on the ATP Tour?
Singles matches on the whole ATP Tour. Simple question, difficult answer. Fritz has locked in his answer. Adrian locking in 1,200. Chris locking in 989. One of yous were really close. One of yous were 51 off. That person was, again, Adrian. 1,251 career wins.
Jeez.
Off by 51. That is correct. Adrian takes a commanding lead. 5-1. Yes, 12. Chris always underbaking it, except when it comes to Aussie men's Masters winners, and you're overbaking it. Gonna find the Goldilocks.
I'm going to edit the part out of this podcast where I said I'd win this thing.
Well, I'll give you another chance. I've got 2 questions to go. Question 7. Michael Chang is the youngest man to ever win a Grand Slam singles title at the 1989 French Open. How old was he in years and days when he lifted the trophy? I want years and days.
Like you can't go months, you have to go days, you have to skip a whole period.
So you're saying he's the youngest to lift.
My lord. Michael Chang is the youngest Grand Slam singles title of the 1989 French Open. How old was he in years and days? And I want you to say he was 27. I want 27 and 133 days.
What happened to months? 27 years old and 10 months. Anyway.
No one talks in months unless you're a fucking infant under 2 years old. It's days. That's how it's measured.
You're skipping a whole unit of time.
Yes, I'm getting to the nitty-gritty. What if we're both born in December? Then who's the youngest? You're both equal because you're both December.
How old is he in hours?
What's getting ridiculous, Chris?
How many minutes since birth?
That's what I should have wrote.
How many breaths has he had since he was born?
Fucking Spuds. Battle was living up to your name, all right. Trailing 1-5, and he's questioning
there you go.
Units of measure.
Go
Adrian puts in a respectable answer of 18 years and 101 days, which is fantastic. This is going to give me a month. Ridiculous. I already know what's coming.
Fantastic. Was he 17? I've got no idea. I was thinking Alcaraz won one when he was young, but was he... How old? I don't know.
Michael Chang is the youngest male to win a Grand Slam.
15.
Adrian going 18 years, 100 days. Chris locking in 15 years, 270 days, 68 hours, and 14 seconds. Let me just crunch the numbers really quickly. You're close. You're both very close. It's in the middle. The answer is 17 years and 110 days. And by my math, that would make Adrian's answer closest to the pin on this one. Not quite 15, Chris. That's a little bit too young. Yes, 17 years and 110 days.
It's not the WTA, mate.
Yeah, it's not the WTA. We'll do that one next time. Chris is going to need a miracle in the next answer. Adrian leads 6-1. Last question before the Who Am I? Question 8.
Could make an interesting Who Am I? Actually,
it's going to be very good. Chris is going to have to go early. Going to have to go real hard early. Question 8. Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York is one of the largest tennis stadiums in the world. What is the exact seating capacity?
Largest tennis stadium in the world. Here you go.
Adrian locking in a cool even 20,000. Chris locking in a skeptical 25,001.
He's given the old Price is Right treatment.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
Gets the Rod Laver treatment.
He gets the Rod Laver treatment. Chris, the answer is 23,711. So you were off by 1,290. So you get that one correct. Congratulations. Adrian wins today's multiple choice. Well, it's not really multiple choice.
That doesn't count for anything.
Section. He leads 6-2. He leads by 4 points. But of course, the last question, everyone's favourite question. Who am I? I will start, as always, with 5 points. It'll be hard. It'll be difficult. Chris is going to have to jump in early for those 5 points if he wants to take it out. If not, he could wait for the 4 points, jump in after that if he thinks he knows the answer, and tie it up at 6-all. I don't know what will happen at 6-all. I'm going to have to come up with a question on the fly. That's going to be interesting. Gentlemen, are we ready? Who am I?
Yep.
Yeah, mate.
He's really enthused. If he's hungover still or he's jet lagged, one of the two things. Your clue, as always, it's topical. Player was in the news the last couple of weeks. When I say in the news, they appeared on my Twitter feed. That's all you need to know.
We know that. That's your number one news outlet, your news source. So while you're thinking I'm looking pensive, I'm thinking what you've been thinking about the past week.
You don't want to know. Gentlemen, are we ready? If you're playing along at home, as always, you think you know the answer, just yell your name. Yell it really loud.
Just shout out.
Answer. Just shout out. Shout it really
Adam
loud.
will hear it.
Yeah. If I don't hear it, Greg will hear it, that's for sure.
100%.
Who am I? For 5 points. I was born in 1989. My earliest tennis memories didn't involve a fancy country club. My primary practice partner was literally the wall outside my childhood home.
Chris. Nuno Borges.
No, it is not Nuno Borges. I didn't have time to put Borges as the
He's too old. Too old, anyway.
1989. Nah.
Yeah.
That's our age.
Yeah, 37, 38.
Borges isn't.
Oh, I know who he is then. I know who he is. Anyway, go on. Just go on. Do it.
Adrian, do you want to let Chris back in the game? Make it interesting?
No, go on.
No.
All right. At just 14 years old, if you waited a little bit longer, you might have got this. At 14, no. At just 14 years old, that's a good guess, actually. At just 14 years old, speaking very little English and battling severe homesickness, I made a massive leap across the globe to train at the prestigious IMG Academy in Florida. For 4 points, I put together a stellar junior career, highlighted by winning the 2006 Junior French Open doubles title. Just 2 years later, as an 18-year-old qualifier ranked 244 in the world, I shocked the tennis world by winning my first career ATP title at Delray Beach, ultimately earning the 2008 ATP Newcomer of the Year awards. 3 points. The absolute defining moment of my career came at the 2014 US Open. After surviving grueling back-to-back five-setters, I pulled off a massive upset by defeating World No.1 Novak Djokovic in the semi-finals to reach my first and only Grand Slam championship match.
Adrian?
2 points. Yes, Adrian. Who am I?
Am I Nishikori?
I am Kai Nishikori. That is correct. Ding, 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 ding. Bit old news from last week. Announced, I don't know if it was his immediate retirement or end-of-year retirement, but another one on the retirement list. If anyone retires, you know they're going to be in my Who Am I?
It's not real. It's fake. You should know this. It's bullshit. That's not happening.
He retired.
No, he's not. It's fake news.
It's Donald Trump fake news, mate.
His publicist came out, or his manager. Yeah, it's fake news. His manager came out and he said, well, Nishikori had to correct what had been stated. I think his manager made a tweet on X to say that. So this is why you need to expand your sources other than X, because it's just not gospel.
I'd like to apologise then to Kai Nishikori. I saw something come up on my feed last week saying he was retiring, so I just written him off. Apologise to Kai the veteran. It was still a valid Who Am I question. It was still in the news.
It was.
Can I hear the rest of it?
It mentions something about him retiring, but you can take that out. For 2 points, by reaching that championship match in New York, I etched my name in the history books by becoming the very first Asian male player to ever reach a Grand Slam singles final. I would eventually peak at a career-high ranking of world number 4 the following year. For 1 point, I am the undisputed greatest Japanese men's tennis player of the Open era, despite my career heavily impacted by injuries. My elite... Adrian, who am I?
Said Michael Chang, mate. You said Asian player.
My elite baseline game and incredible versatility allowed me to reach the quarterfinals or better at all 4 Grand Slams. Kai Nishikori, not retired, apparently. In fairness, I wrote this last week, so I didn't then go and validate whether he was still retired or not. And a quick Google search tells me he's not retiring. He's playing in some challenger tournament in Florida. I don't know why you bother at this age.
Just to get his dollary dues.
That's it, mate.
Needs them.
Marin Cilic is still going strong.
I know, true. Cilic still going strong. He's actually playing in the big tournaments and doing all right.
Boyfriend Jose, Adam, he tweeted that it's not happening. Poor form.
I don't like Jose. Jose didn't join our fantasy team after he didn't promise. He just liked my post when I asked him to join. So I inferred that as he was going to join, and then he didn't join. So full of shit, Jose. If you're listening, probably not a listener.
I wonder how many points Jose's on. I'm going to search up his team. What's his team name?
Is it No Way Jose?
He's on 3,218 points, Chris. How many are you on?
136. Take that, Jose.
You fucked him up. No way, Jose. Mate, I can see his biggest problem. He's got Tsitsipas in his team. That's a huge issue.
Yeah, so do I.
It's terrible. I'll take you seriously if you have Tsitsipas. He's an absolute cat. He might not even make Roland Garros. He might have to go through qualifiers at this rate, Tsitsipas. He's sliding down the rankings like you wouldn't believe.
He's still making the ATP YouTube page. They still invite him to do all the games and interviews and all that kind of shit.
It's good they give the less, the unheralded players lower in the ranks. Good airtime. I think it's nice. Yeah, they should throw Hurkacz in there a bit more, just to help his game. Very,
Maybe
very
he's got to
good.
earn his
Adrian,
serves.
oh, you do
Simple
got
as
to earn
that.
your serves. It's true. Adrian, you now lead the 2026 Florida Spuds 6-5.
Again.
Congratulations. Well done. Anything you'd like to say to your fans?
First of all, before I address the legions, you're quick to say how much of a bad run I was on, and now I've made a bit of a comeback and blah, blah, blah. But you neglect to say that I was leading at one stage. So
You're leading
it's not
again.
all doom and gloom.
No,
Again, that's right.
Yeah, you were leading 3-1, and then you just went on a terrible run. You lost 4 weeks in a row. 4 in a row. It was a bad run. But you're back.
That's all right. Look at me
You're
go.
back 3
in a row now.
Now Chris is in a bad patch. So
when I lost 3 in a row, it was fucking, you had the double barrel gunshots fucking pointing at my forehead. Just ready to go.
4 is my number. Once you get to 4.
Adrian, you got to know, Adam thinks very little of me. You understand, I am less than garbage and trash in Adam's eyes. So if you're losing to me, there's something terribly wrong with you. So Adam gives me no credit ever on anything. So
for tennis,
even on tennis, and yeah, when I'm wrong, like he's quick to pour gasoline on the fire and just
gave you your flowers in the fantasy team. I said you'd be second or third if without the triples. I'm giving you your flowers. I clicked on every team above you to see who used their triple.
That's not opinion or
to
anything.
Pump your tires.
That's
I could have
just
not mentioned it at all. Someone's bitter.
Well, anyway, I've got a few updates, boys.
I
know you're chomping at the bit to.
This is what I look forward to.
Some Greg and Derek updates. So Greg's been bringing a racket into work lately, just to get a feel, just to feel close to. He claims it makes him feel closer to the game. Greg. Yeah, no word of a lie.
His fantasy team is doing well,
but it gets better.
Yeah,
he's also begun referring to his lunch break as he's been referring to his lunch.
Spit it out, mate. What is it?
He's been referring to his lunch break as changeover, and no one knows what he's talking about. Yeah, so credit to him. Derek, on the other hand, he is still refusing to watch any full matches. He said, and I quote, "If it's longer than an episode of Seinfeld, I'm out." So that's it. He started ranking players. So he doesn't go by the ATP rankings. He ranks players based on their walk-ons. He says it tells him everything he needs to know. Yeah, he asked if doubles was like a bonus mode that you can unlock. So that's where Derek's at the moment. So it's all happening. Yeah, again, our numbers in the US still continue to climb up. Maybe Greg just re-listening, Derek skipping through the episodes, looking for his mentions. But there is a big spike in Vietnam, boys. Here, is this right?
We're big in Vietnam.
Big. Yeah. So, again, to all our fans in Vietnam, hit me up. I'm happy to engage in conversations like I am with Derek and Greg, and happy to share your stories on the pod as we move forward. So, again, just as always, shout out to Greg, puts in the hard yards. Derek from Florida, he's seen 14 seconds of tennis this week, and he's never been more confident. So, fair play to him. That's it. That's all I have.
Chris, any parting words for your legions of fans on Twitter, who most of them aren't real?
Just a shout out to the folk in Vietnam. Would love to hear from you. If you don't want to correspond with myself, you can hit up Adrian at the Talkn Tennis at gmail.com. You can, if you're into dick pics and that sort of thing, by all means, he's your man. If you want to hit up the animal, Adam, and maybe if you want to ask some questions to him, or if you want some things that we can discuss or unpack in next week's pod, we'd love to hear from you. You can hit up Adam at Reddit, I believe is the best place for Adam to get in touch with you. Or if you want to correspond with myself, you can hit me up on X as well. Or even drop a comment in the Spotify or YouTube as well. I'm starting to post a bit more YouTube shorts and putting our podcast on there. So, yeah, people of Vietnam, we want to hear from you. I know paddle is very popular in Vietnam. I know it's a growing sport over there. So I'm not sure if tennis is just following in the same suit as well. But yes, Adrian, dying to
Yes.
jump in.
My little holiday getaway, they had some, not paddle, what's the other one
Pickleball.
called? Pickleball. Yeah, I think I sent a photo of you boys. Oh, no, it was a meme about it. Was that right? Pickleball. So I played it for the first time, actually. It was just whatever the little place, the park hands out. So I don't know how official the ball was or the bats, but definitely unique feeling. I was able to get a hold of it pretty quickly with my tennis and table tennis skills, but it was actually pretty fun to play. I got to admit, boys. So yeah,
Be cool.
I'm not saying
Well, you're a
I'm not
trader.
saying it's equivalent to tennis, but it was a good lark.
Like a game.
That's all I'll say.
It just looks like a game where, if you're not really skilled at the paddle sports, it's just going to give you a chance to compete. But, yeah, I don't know. Not for me. I'd rather the harder sport.
Well, we all would. But again, it was a good lark. That's all I have to say.
And Chris, I don't know if it was pickleball or paddle, but I did walk past a few courts in Vietnam while I was over there last year. I think it was pickleball from memory. To be honest, I can't even tell them apart. But it was very popular. Lots of people. It was about 6 or 8 courts. They
Paddle-
were all choppers.
Has the wall at the back. Is that right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't that one. It was the other. It was the one.
Pickle's open.
Yeah.
So like mini tennis, a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. No fence or gates.
So it was paddle more like squash then.
Yeah, it is because you can use the walls and such.
You use the wall.
It just shows. Yeah, we don't know that much here because we just focus on the pure sport in being tennis. But hey, maybe someone can reach out to us and tell us how good pickle or paddle ball is, whatever you want to call it. Paddleball.
Yeah, so maybe Kyle can leave us a comment on our Spotify episode as well and tell us which sport he prefers as well, because I know another fan who loves to leave us comments. Maybe we should play squash one day. That's a fun sport.
That's the question.
These are the big questions.
That's the question.
We're going to wrap it up here then, everybody. Thanks to everyone who's made it this far in the podcast. We appreciate your support. Don't forget, follow us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube now, Buzzsprout, Firefox, Music Bee, and all the platforms you can think of and the ones I just made up. Leave us a follow, ask us a question, talkntennis@gmail.com. We will catch you next week for more tennis chat. Good evening and good night.